FPL TV has very proudly been nominated as Best Fantasy Football Creator at this year's Football Blogging Awards. There's some amazing creators up for the award, but if you think that this channel deserves to win, then please vote for me by clicking the link in the description, selecting FPL TV in the drop-down menu, and then hitting vote now. Thank you so much as always for your support. Warning, this video contains team selection and captain choices which some viewers may find offensive. Hey guys, and welcome back to FPL TV. With only one full day in between game week deadlines this week, a very quick team video today, and let's quickly start by running through how my team performed in game week 32 with the free hit chip activated. If you caught my last video, in the end I opted for draft 1 of the options I put forward for my free hit, and unfortunately it was yet another frustrating game week for me, with a mediocre at best 86 points. Ironically, 86 is actually my highest score of the season so far, but in a big double game week where lots of managers got over 100 points, not even 86 was enough for me to get a green arrow. In fact, this tally saw me drop in rank by about 2,000 places to 43,000, and my hopes of finishing in the top 10k are starting to fade away now. On the plus side, I do still have my wildcard and bench boost chips available though, so I've simply got to try and end the season strongly. With that said, let's swiftly move on to game week 33 now, and try to build some momentum in this upcoming blank game week. For my free transfer this week, it'll likely be between Manuel Lanzini or Raul Jimenez making way. Lanzini has been a pretty poor purchase from me, and West Ham as a whole already seem to be on holiday, so with a fixture away to Chelsea next, perhaps it's time to let him go. As for Raul Jimenez, this may raise a few eyebrows, because of course he's arguably been the FPL player of the season, but quite simply he doesn't have a fixture this week due to playing in the FA Cup semi-final, and with me likely using the wild card soon, I can always bring him back from 34 onwards if needed. I do however have lots of value tied up in Jimenez currently, so I have to decide whether it's worth selling him this week or simply keeping him on the bench. In terms of replacements, Yuri Tielemans of Leicester would be my preferred choice to come in for Manuel Lanzini. The midfielder faces relegated Huddersfield next and has produced FPL returns in each of his last 5 game weeks. My only concern here is that I already own Jamie Vardy and Harvey Barnes of Leicester, so I'm not too keen on putting all my eggs in that one basket. If I decide instead to replace Raul Jimenez for 1 week, then there's lots of tempting budget strikers to go for in this blank game week, and these include Solomon Rondon at home to Palace, and also Bournemouth pair Callum Wilson and Joshua King, who both face Burnley next. As things stand, I'm leaning towards the transfer of Jimenez going out and getting in a budget striker, so here's how my side could potentially line up for blank game week 33. If you're keen to know my final team selection and transfers though, as always I'll be posting it over on the FPL TV Twitter page shortly before Friday's game week deadline. With the free hit chip now gone, I have to welcome back my old squad, and of course that includes Lukas Fabianski. The Polish shot stopper has made the most saves of any keeper this season, but only has the 1 clean sheet in his last 10 outings. Away to Chelsea, it looks like I'll be hoping for more save points here, as a clean sheet seems very unlikely. Game week 33 also sees the return of my double Liverpool defence, who have now failed to keep a clean sheet in their last 3 Premier League games. That's definitely a worry heading into this fixture away to an informed Southampton, but overall they still remain the league's best defence, and a clean sheet here would be a massive differential for me. As for the midfield and forwards, it looks a very solid lineup on paper, except of course for the out of form Higuain. The striker has produced decent underlying stats, but has failed to convert those into actual FPL points. And with Giroud starting to hit some form, there's no guarantees that Higuain even keeps his place to face West Ham this week. I have considered transferring out the Argentine, but it's likely I'll give him 1 more week and then dump him on the wildcard in game week 34. As mentioned, Raul Jimenez could be making way for this game week due to having that blank fixture, but I'm yet to decide on which striker to bring in. Newcastle's Solomon Rondon is currently the front runner, as the Venezuelan has produced some extremely impressive stats in recent game weeks. In the last 6, he boasts the 2nd most goal attempts behind only Harry Kane, and in that spell also has 3 goals and 2 assists. Within the top 50,000 FPL managers though, Joshua King of Bournemouth is likely to be more of a differential, so as a 1 week punt before I use the wildcard, it could be worth me going for him instead. For captaincy this week, it's a 50-50 for me between Eden Hazard and Jamie Vardy. Mo Salah of course has to be a consideration, but given his form lately, I'm not sure I fancy going for him away to an improving Southampton. Chelsea's opponents West Ham have looked abysmal lately, so Hazard is a very tempting choice. However, with me dropping down the rankings at freefall speed currently, perhaps it's time I went for a differential captain for a change. So, for now at least, Jamie Vardy gets the armband, as I hope to join the illustrious Vardy party. It'll now be a test of willpower until the deadline to see if I can keep the armband on him. As for the bench, interestingly, Ben Hamer of Huddersfield started their last game, so there could be potential there for me to start him at home to Leicester over Fabianski away to Chelsea. Neither are great options though, of course. Wan-Bissaka and Lanzini, on the other hand, won't be featuring for me this week, and like Jimenez, Matt Doherty has a blank fixture due to the FA Cup. So that's roughly how I'll be lining up for Game Week 33. As mentioned though, these moves aren't confirmed, and you can find my final team selection over on the FPL TV Twitter page shortly before the Game Week deadline. Good luck to all of you for the upcoming blank Game Week, FPL responsibly, and I'll catch you all very soon.